The Rothschild family's dark secrets, how they built a trillion-dollar empire. Imagine a family so powerful that their name alone sparks endless conspiracy theories. A dynasty whispered about in secret meetings, linked to global wars, and accused of controlling the world's wealth from the shadows. Their influence is said to stretch across banks, governments, and even history itself. But is it all just myth, or is there a hidden truth behind the immense fortune of the Rothschild family? How did they rise from humble beginnings to become one of the wealthiest and most influential families in history? And do they still hold power today? Stay with me as we uncover the untold story of the Rothschild Empire, their rise, their strategies, and the dark realities that came with their fortune. Welcome to today's deep dive into the mysterious and controversial world of the Rothschild family. This isn't just another story of wealth. It's a story of power, influence, and secrets that shaped the financial world as we know it. For centuries, the Rothschilds were untouchable. They didn't just inherit wealth. They built an empire that controlled the financial lifelines of nations. They played a major role in wars, revolutions, and economic shifts, all while keeping their operations discreet. But how much of what we hear about them is fact, and how much is just speculation? In this video, we will separate truth from fiction. By the end, you'll understand exactly how the Rothschilds became one of the richest families in history and whether they still hold the keys to global finance today. Most billionaires today, from Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos, have amassed their fortunes through technology and entrepreneurship. They've built companies that revolutionized industries, from electric vehicles to e-commerce and space travel. But what if I told you that the Rothschilds built their wealth in a way that no modern billionaire ever could? Unlike today's tech moguls, the Rothschilds didn't rely on product sales, stock markets, or business ventures alone. Instead, they mastered the art of financial influence, shaping economies and controlling the flow of money at a level so profound that entire governments depended on them. Their banking empire spanned multiple countries, and their influence was so vast that kings and presidents sought their financial backing before making critical economic decisions. By understanding their rise, you'll gain a completely new perspective on wealth, not just as something you accumulate, but as something you wield like a hidden power. And that's exactly what made the Rothschilds different. Their fortune wasn't just about money, it was about control. Control that shaped global finance for centuries. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth content on the secrets of wealth, power, and the world's most mysterious financial empires. And if you enjoy unraveling the mysteries of the ultra-rich, hit that like button. It really helps support the channel. The rise of the Rothschild dynasty. To understand how the Rothschilds built their financial empire, we need to go back to the 18th century. The story begins with one man, Mayer Amschel Rothschild. Born in 1744 in the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt, Germany, Mayer grew up in an era when Jewish communities faced severe restrictions. They were barred from many professions, heavily taxed, and denied opportunities to build significant wealth. The odds were stacked against him, but Mayer was different. From an early age, Mayer displayed an extraordinary talent for finance. He started his career as a coin dealer, trading in rare currencies and precious metals. Through these dealings, he gained valuable insights into how money truly worked. But he realized something that most others overlooked. Real power wasn't in merely holding wealth, it was in controlling the movement of money itself. This revelation would become the foundation of the Rothschild Empire. Mayer began building relationships with the wealthy elite of Frankfurt, particularly with the ruling class. His keen financial acumen and trustworthiness allowed him to establish a banking business that quickly gained prominence. However, his true genius wasn't just in growing a successful business, it was in thinking long-term. Instead of keeping his wealth centralized in Frankfurt, he devised a strategy that would forever change the financial world. He sent each of his 5 sons to different financial capitals across Europe: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt. This was an unprecedented move at the time. While other banking families focused on their home markets, Mayer understood that controlling international finance was the key to long-lasting power. This wasn't just a family business, it was the blueprint for an international banking dynasty. With his son strategically placed in major European cities, the Rothschilds created a financial network that allowed them to move money faster and more efficiently than any of their competitors. They developed an innovative system of credit and fund transfers, enabling them to shift enormous sums across borders without the risk of physically transporting gold or cash. At a time when wars, economic instability, and government debts plagued Europe, the Rothschilds had something that no one else did: an unmatched ability to finance nations, influence economies, and dictate the flow of global wealth. How the Rothschilds built their fortune. The Rothschild family's true breakthrough came during the Napoleonic Wars in the early 19th century. While most wealthy families feared war due to its economic instability, the Rothschilds saw it as an unprecedented financial opportunity. They didn't pledge allegiance to any one side, they funded both. This strategic neutrality allowed them to profit regardless of the war's outcome, positioning them as indispensable financiers to the governments of Europe. As war consumed the continent, nations desperately needed funds to sustain their armies, and the Rothschilds were the ones providing massive loans. Their financial network, spanning multiple countries, enabled them to move money faster than any other banking institution, giving them a crucial advantage. One of the most infamous stories about the Rothschild family involves Nathan Rothschild, who controlled the London branch of the banking empire. According to legend, Nathan received news of Napoleon's defeat at the Battle of Waterloo before the British government did. Instead of sharing the information, he reportedly spread panic by selling off British bonds, making investors believe that Britain had lost the battle. As a result, the stock market crashed and prices plummeted. Once the bonds reached rock-bottom prices, Nathan swiftly bought them back at steep discounts. When the truth about Napoleon's defeat was finally revealed, the value of those bonds skyrocketed, earning the Rothschilds an unimaginable fortune. While the accuracy of this story has been debated, what remains undisputed is the Rothschilds' mastery of financial influence. They didn't just accumulate wealth, they controlled economies. Their ability to anticipate market movements and manipulate financial conditions made them one of the most powerful families in European history. Beyond war financing, the Rothschilds expanded their empire into other industries, including railroads, mining, and industrial ventures. They played a critical role in shaping the global gold standard, further cementing their dominance over the world's financial system. Their reach extended far beyond banking, influencing the very foundation of modern capitalism. Are the Rothschilds still the richest family? Despite their historical dominance, the Rothschilds are no longer the wealthiest family in the world. Unlike today's billionaires, who thrive on publicity and social influence, the Rothschilds operated in secrecy, preferring to control wealth rather than display it. This approach allowed them to wield immense power without drawing unnecessary attention. However, as time passed, their empire fragmented. The family's banking dynasty was once a unified force, but various branches began operating independently, diversifying their investments and focusing on different sectors. While their financial empire no longer commands the same level of dominance it once did, their influence is still deeply embedded in global finance. Some argue that the Rothschilds continue to shape economies from behind the scenes, maintaining connections to major banks, multinational corporations, and financial institutions. Though their centralized power has diminished, their legacy remains woven into the fabric of modern banking and economic structures. One of the key lessons from their story is that true power was never just about accumulating money, it was about controlling its flow. The Rothschilds mastered the art of financial influence, understanding that wealth isn't merely measured by a bank balance, but by the ability to shape economies, influence nations, and direct financial systems. They demonstrated that control over money is often more valuable than money itself. Even today, their name is synonymous with banking and financial strategy. While modern billionaires focus on personal branding, media appearances, and innovation, the Rothschilds built a dynasty that thrived on discretion and long-term influence. Their legacy is a testament to the idea that wealth, when strategically managed, can create a lasting impact that transcends generations. The family may no longer be at the top of the global wealth rankings, but the structures they helped establish continue to shape the world's financial landscape. The story of the Rothschild family is one of wealth, power, and secrecy. They built an empire that changed the course of financial history, and even today, their name carries an air of mystery. But what do you think? Are they still pulling the strings behind global finance, or has their influence faded into history? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening stories of wealth and power. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,